Hi everyone. So we're going to do a quick video tutorial on Bluebeam Review, creating a PDF document. This is a basic function uh, thing that you can do in Bluebeam, and you can create your own PDF document from scratch, and you can source your information from various sources. So let's get started and I'll explain what we're doing along the way. But so we're gonna to start the process of creating a new PDF from scratch, we need to have a sheet of paper. Um, so let's start with the base of our document. So we're gonna go to File. We've opened up Bluebeam and we've moved our cursor to the top menus at the top. We go to File, New PDF, and select New PDF, and you see that you the standard screen comes up, and we're saying that we want a blank sheet in portrait format, so it's going to be taller than it is wider, and the standard sheet size 8.5 by 11. And let's go ahead and make it 2 pages for the sake of because we're going to be copying um, some text from the chapter reviews that students have been doing as homework. So we may need, and we want to make those documents fillable documents later. So we're basically creating test questions or tests in a PDF format. So let's do that. I'm going to set this as default, saying that I want to, every time I want new pages, it's going to be just like the settings will be just like this with 2 pages. Click OK, and it's going to create my document. We're looking at the main document, and then over on the left side we're looking at the thumbnails. This is the control box preferences for this space right here that gets used in various different ways. Up here there's a file access. You click on that button and it shows you previous files that you have open. Right now we want just a thumbnail view, but you can see there's settings and stuff. So this is an interesting toolbar that gets used different ways. Okay, so that being said, you can see that we have the thumbnails and it's showing us 2 pages, and then this red line that's basically covering about half of the sheet, which is what we're looking at, half of the sheet. If now notice that my cursor on the sheet has got this hand, so it means I can click my left mouse button, the hand grabs, and when it's grabbing, it's actually grabbing the sheet of paper and moving it around. You can't see it because it is moving around. It's just that it's so large. So let's zoom it out. I'm going to double click and hold that first left mouse button, and the hand goes away, and I got this zoom feature. You can see I've got the plus and minus, and that arrow is showing the middle of the page. So I'm zooming in and out of the center of that page. So I could click on another spot, double click and hold, and I could zoom in and out of the middle of that page. Or I could go back, grab it, and move it around. Okay? And then you can see there's the second page. It moved over for whatever reason, I'm not sure. And then I think it's because I hit the top. When you scroll to the top of the page, it seems to align to the left side. Okay, so it's just leaving more room over here on this side, which is fine because we're going to do a split screen later on. So notice down here at the bottom we've got these buttons, and those 2 right there, that's for a split screen, that vertical square with the vertical line in it, and then that square with the horizontal line in it. Those are two different ways we could split the screen. Now this document, we're going to name it. So I already have a folder location. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and I'm going to go find my folder that has files that I've already started, PDFs that I've already started. My chapter review questions for construction 116. So you can see I've already got 4 chapters started, and we're going to create chapter 5. So I'm going to click on chapter 4, and you see it copied the file name down here, but it says you've already got a file name just like that. Do you want to replace it? No, I don't want to change chapter 4. Just wanted to borrow its text, and now that I did, I only have to change one number, and I've created a unique file called Chapter 5 Review Questions Construction 116-211. And so I don't have to type that over and over again, but I have a lot of documents that I'm going to be filling, so I want you to see me doing that, and you get an idea through this process how I'm going to make a whole bunch of individual PDFs. Now that I've done that, I want to go to where my source of information is, which is in my Cengage MindTap assignments. I'm going to look for chapter 5. There's chapter 4, which is already done. So I'll open chapter 5 and find a quiz, or what's it called? An assignment. Takeoff, homework activity. Chapter review questions. So this is a blank chapter review quiz or assignment. You can see there's no writing in it. And typically if you were using MindTap, you'd just fill this out, but you're not. We're going to take this information out of MindTap and put it and create an individual PDF. So what I'm going to do is, you notice that when I'm floating around the document, my cursor changes from an arrow to this text type cursor. It looks like an eye. That's when you are on objects that are considered text. See, if I float over in this white space, I have an arrow, but when I float over text, it turns into an eye form. So I can grab everything and highlight it. Doesn't look like it grabs the numbers, but it does grab the text. And it doesn't grab the lines either. Whatever's highlighted in blue is going to get copied. Then I right-click on the blue space and I say copy. Now I've copied all this blue text. Now I'm going to go back to my Bluebeam, and it has copied the text in a text box, which I'm going to paste. So I right-click on the sheet where I want to paste it, anywhere on the sheet, hit paste, and there it is on the sheet, the questions that I wanted. Now, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. So 10 questions. Let me spread it out, this box, into the page. I should leave a little margin. The margin at the top could be a little bit closer. And now now I've got this document into Bluebeam. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and you can see at this top row of toolbars, which you can change. I have that little floppy disk icon that is also means save. I could click on that, or I could go to the file and drop down the pull down menu and I could see that same icon and save right there. So either way, lots of ways to do an operation in Bluebeam. Okay, now that I've copied that onto the PDF, I'm going to grab half the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 6 down. So I need, see, right now it's treating the text box as the object. I'm not actually working with the text yet. That's why I have this arrow with a compass sign underneath it, meaning I can grab it and move it around. But I actually want it to stay where it's at, but I just want the text. So I double click inside. If I double click out here, see, it lets go of the object. It's no longer highlighted. But I can double click inside, telling them, or the app, that I want to work with the text. And now I've got that flashing cursor. So I'm going to press Shift and use the down arrow, and it'll highlight everything. Or I could just click where I want it, drag, and hold the left mouse button. And I highlight that text, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take it out. Now it's put it in a new text box, so I'm going to click down here on this second sheet and then just say paste it there. So those questions that I took out of there are down here. And the reason I did that is now I've got some room to type an answer. It's like I'm creating a document that I want people to fill out, which I do. And, you know, and some answers might be longer than others. So now it's got room to be filled out with the student's name and such, and also for the person to put their answer. And so we'll click out of that box. We're happy with the way that's arranged. And now I'll click and highlight this text box that has different text in it, and I'll grab and drag each corner. Just see how it goes from grabbing the document to actually grabbing the little corner. And now I can move the corners of the text box. Being able to navigate the way I'm doing, it's very helpful to have a mouse with a roller button in the middle. Because see how I'm zooming up and down? I'm using my pointing finger to scroll up and down the sheet. And it's also helpful when you double click and hold, you can double click and hold, you can use your mouse button, you can move your mouse, or if you have a trackball, you can roll the ball. So you'll get used to it. So I have a lot of PDFs to create, but let's zoom in on this one again. And now the text box so I'll double click inside this text box and put some spaces in there. This is basically in typewriter mode. So we're working with text like we were working with the typewriter. So this is how we create a PDF document from scratch. I double click out of it or hit escape. So now I have 2 pages of a chapter 5, a assignment, workbook assignment, now copied and put onto a brand new PDF, which I'll share with students, and we can use later in the semester. So this is a demonstration of how to create a PDF from scratch using Bluebeam. I'll hit save, and I'll go ahead. And when I saved it, it saved it where I had it located in that file folder. Go look at that file folder. There they are. There's the assignment, the one we just created. And we'll be making another one, and another one, and another one until we get all 16 chapters done. Okay. That's that demonstration of Bluebeam.